we are talking about social media etiquette today. Do you perceive that you have social media etiquette? Do you even know what I mean by social media etiquette? It's different from yesterday. If you're with me live yesterday, I talked about social media equity. Social media equity is very different to social media etiquette. So do you consider yourself to have social media etiquette, or you're not quite sure what I'm talking about? I would love to know in the comments, so share with me your thoughts. So I hope you're doing really well today. If we've not met before, my name is Helen Martin and I am your online crew captain. This is just a bit of fun for our online crew community here of entrepreneurs, home-based business owners, direct sellers, social sellers, those of you that would like to use modern social media strategies to leverage the internet and build your business online, but in a way that is very authentic and genuine, and in a way that positions you as a human before a marketer. I'm very passionate about that. As such, I was actually going to talk to you about something different today, but I think this is really important, and I don't think many people understand in the online world how easy it is for you to stand out from the crowd when you've got good social media etiquette. It's not that difficult to do if you're really in tune with what people crave, what people need, how people like to be treated. You know, just look in the mirror, treat people like you like to be treated yourself. And it just amazes me how many people drop the ball on social media. So this may be a wake-up call a little bit for yourself in what you do in social media. We can't control what others do. You're not responsible for other people's actions. You're not responsible for other people's thoughts, but you are for your own. So you can stand out from the crowd a lot more than others just by having a very high level of awareness around what I'm talking about today, and a really high level of social media etiquette. So does anyone sort of know where I'm coming from when I'm talking about this? Or is it like, what is Helen rambling on about today? What's she talking about today? I'd love to know. So who's here with me live? Say hello. Let me say hello to a few people. Let me know where you're watching from. It is freezing in my part of the world. Well, it's not freezing. It's not raining today, but it is winter in Australia. So we're a little bit chilly. Hello, Faye. How are you? How's the weather in Western Australia? Let me know. Hello, Laurie. How are you? Is the sun shining in your part of the world? Hello, Dan. Good to see you on. Hello, Merla. I'm learning since I met you, Helen. So that's a good thing. Or like the minute we stop learning, we're dying, honestly. As long as you're open to learning and improving how you do things on social media, it is easier for you to stand out from the crowd. But a lot of people lack just, I don't know what you call it, common sense when it comes to social media. So as I said before, you can't control what other people do, but you can definitely control what you do and how you show up. And you can actually build relationships quicker by being really in tune with what I mean by social media etiquette, okay? Hello, Tina. Happy Thursday to you. Well, it's Friday in my part of the world, but happy Thursday to those of you who are in different time zone than myself. Hot and sunny today. Oh, I wish I had some of your sun. Hi, Lani. How are you? Watching from Brisbane. I haven't seen you forever. How is things going in your part of the world? Social media etiquette for me, I guess, is how I behave on the platforms I engage in. I like to remain respectful and respectable. And, you know, basically Lani's nailed it there. It's how we show up and treat people. And we can't hide behind social media. Some of you may have seen my post yesterday on my personal profile where I aired my frustration around this. And I don't really air my frustrations very often, but it just, because I'm so passionate about being a human before a marketer, I just don't get it. I don't get it when, and I don't know if this person's listening, and this is just in the last couple of days. This is just one example. It's not where my beef lies, but it's just one example. Someone's messaging me at the moment about, and so I don't mean to offend anybody in crypto, but somebody's messaging me at the moment about crypto. I can tell it's a copy and paste message. There's no name on it. And I'm going to give you some minimums that I would highly recommend that you take on board with social media. Whenever you're liaising with somebody, use their name. When you go into Messenger, say hello to the person, especially if you haven't messaged for like weeks or months. Don't just pop a message in Messenger straight out with a conversation. If you wouldn't do what you would do in person, don't do it online. So it baffles me when people do things on social media that I just know that they wouldn't do in the real world. Like if I walked into a room and you walked into a room, we wouldn't just start talking if we hadn't spoken for weeks or months. The very first thing you'd probably say is, "Hi, how are you?" So if you do that in real life, do it on social media. Like treat people with respect. And if you were with the person in person. So I've got this person messaging me at the moment. So it's about crypto, just this, no, hi, Helen, or whatever, how are you? Didn't start the conversation, just this whole blurb about how wonderful crypto is. I sat on that. So this one was a couple of days ago. I sat on that for a bit and I thought, do I bother or don't I? That's something that we have to all consider when you get spammy messages in social media. Do you respond or don't you? Sometimes I just don't, because I don't know the person and I can tell it's just spam. And sometimes I feel like I want to help people. So in this instance, I just said, hi, use the person's name. And I said, do you mind if I give you a little bit of feedback on the message that you've sent me? That's all I said. I don't go back to people and get all high horsey and just say, oh, is this tactic working for you? This kind of message. Like, I don't do any of that. I actually ask permission to give my feedback. So I said to this person, hi, use their name. Do you mind if I give you a little bit of feedback on the message that you sent me? The next day, I get a video about crypto. Didn't even acknowledge my question. Just sends another piece of information about crypto that I haven't asked for. I haven't asked to watch a video about crypto. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. It's just the specific example. Again, I'm not picking on anyone with crypto, but just sends another message with a video in it. And so I sent back, hi, use their name again, and said, I'm just wondering if you saw my question above your message. And I've heard nothing since. Like, people don't do that crap. I just don't get why people in our industry think that's okay. This is the mess that everybody in the industry is leaving, that the people that are trying to do it the right way, like you and me and everybody else that's trying to be a human before a marketer, we have to wear that mess and that impact. So it's just not cool. You wouldn't shove your business down somebody's throat in person, so don't do it online. So again, I can't control what anyone else does. I can only control what I do. You can only control what you do. But here's my minimum recommendations for you. 1, always use someone's name. Even in Facebook, when you press the reply button, Facebook automatically tags the person. Have you picked up on that? I still say hello to the person using their name. So Facebook would all automatically tag them for me, but I'll still say hi to the person that has already been tagged. So I know they're going to see my message, but I still say hello, or good point, whoever it is. Like, still acknowledge people as a human being. Is anyone agreeing with me here? Like, do you feel this from social media? Have you got this from other people on social media? So for you, just act in the appropriate way. So 1, use people's name. I highly recommend that. Secondly is, you want to remember to have the conversation, like when you walk into a room and you talk to somebody that you haven't talked to for ages, you would say hello. So having that those niceties, pleasantries, respect for a person before you ever talk about business. What I think a lot of people miss in this industry is that we're in a relationship business. We are in relationship marketing more than network marketing or online marketing and whatever. And when people feel like you care about them, and they feel complimented and they remember you because of how you treated them, then they're more likely to do business with you. When you stand out from the crowd, and so many people are doing this wrong. So be one of those people that stands out above everybody else, that is actually really polite and respectful and has a bit of conversation before you push your business. Like, it's not that hard. Complimenting people. We just had a a team Zoom with my network marketing company, and there's some events going on overseas at the moment, and I hope I'm not going to mention names, so I'm sure they won't mind me sharing this. But the guy that created the company has met one of our team members once last year, and she went to this event this week, and just in passing, sort of said hello, and he turned around and acknowledged her and her husband's name. And I said, "Oh, it's such and such, isn't it? And such and such." Like, the owner of the company has only met her and her husband once and remembered them by name, like all these months later. Like, you imagine the amount of people that you would meet if you're the owner of the company. How do you think that made her feel? How do you think it made her feel that he remembered her and her husband's name? Do you think that left a pretty big impact on her? Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that he's remembered my name. Why I share that example for to you is because it's not what you do, it's not what you sell, it's not, it's none of that. It's how you make people feel. It's how you make people feel. And when people feel slightly disrespected or cold, or you ignore them because somebody's left you a message and you just didn't bother in Messenger. And, if it's pure spam from a stranger, I get it. I get it. But, if it's somebody that you wouldn't ignore them if they asked you a question if you're in the same room with them. So why would you ignore them in Messenger? That kind of stuff. Like, people absolutely do business and buy things off people that they know, like, and trust, and how they make them feel. So be that person, be that bigger person that doesn't ignore messages, even if it's something you don't want to hear, or it's in your opinion something that's negative. You always want to acknowledge things. Or maybe you don't have time and you're super, super, super busy and you don't have time to respond to messages. What I'll do is acknowledge the message. If it's any longer than a reasonable amount of time, said, I'm just tied up in this at the moment, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I at least acknowledge people to let them know, like, and this is just a psychology thing, and it's probably worrying too, people worry too much about what people think. But have you ever sent a message to somebody and you know that they've read it because you've seen their little face there and they haven't responded, and you've gone into overdrive in, why aren't they responding to me? Why are they ignoring me? They're deliberately ignoring me. They don't want, they don't want to buy my stuff anymore. And you go into all this negative sort of thought pattern. You can't control what other people do, again, but you can control what you do in that situation. And knowing how other people feel when you open up a message but you can't respond straight away, and somebody else is thinking, oh, why aren't they responding? They've read my message or whatever. Just great question, or I'm really busy at the moment, I'll get back to you tomorrow, or something. Just be a normal, respectable human being on social media. Does this make sense? So we want to use somebody's name. We want to address people by their name. We don't want to use spammy messages. We don't want to use copy and paste sort of messages. You want to compliment people just for the sake of complimenting people. Because I think where a lot of people go wrong on social media in this industry is that you wake up thinking often, what can I post to get a new customer? What can I post to get a teammate? Where there are so many people in this mindset and this mentality on social media of how can I get more customers? How can I get more people? If you come from a place on social media is, how can I make somebody's day better today? How can I put a smile on somebody's face today? Or what can I share that might inspire somebody today? Or who can I lift up today? Who can I send a compliment to today? If you have your existence on social media by being respectful and acknowledging human beings just for the sake of being a cool human being, you're going to get noticed, because not enough people are doing it. Am I the only one here, or do you feel that from other people on social media? Have you felt ignored before? Have you felt disrespected at all on social media before by other people? And we can't get our knickers in the knot all the time for what other people do, because you can't control what other people do. But you absolutely can control your presence, your vibe, the way you treat people on social media. So why I'm mentioning this today is to give yourself the best presence and the best reputation and the best relationship builder that you can be on social media by being somebody who treats people amazingly. And when you treat people in a certain way and let them know they're appreciated and compliment people, you will stand out from the crowd, because not enough people do it. Not enough people say nice things to each other on social media, even in person. Can you relate to that? I just want to check in on some comments that you've put here. Sandra had a similar experience. Lani, no, like and trust. The first time I heard these words from you. I've applied this into how I've conducted my online business since. Well done, Lani. You know, it's a credit to you. She said the same thing. She felt she was old enough to, she did the same thing. So the person that you were interacting felt like she was old enough to know better. You know, we can't make sense of what other people do. And unfortunately, people get very desperate in this industry and they don't care what it takes. Or they might have an upline behind them that doesn't know any better and just says, just go for the no, just go for the no. Anybody, does that resonate with anybody? There's a huge guru who has a book that says go for the no. And that might have worked, you know, 10, 20 years ago. It doesn't work today because of the environment that we're in social media, how, you know, people are struggling and people are craving human connection. So be that person that becomes a professional human connector and you'll build your business faster than others. Yes, so much so from Dan Merla. Lately, I'm getting several messages similar to that from people I knew years ago. Thanks for the tip of what to say. No problem. And you've each got to make a call. Do I bother responding or don't I? If there's somebody that you know, then I would recommend replying and say, look, do you just mind if I give you some feedback? And often people will say that they just won't respond because they don't want to hear it. That's okay. That person has just, you know, revealed their true personality. Others I've had say, oh, was it really that bad? And I'll just, it enables me to go in with a really soft approach. And other people say, yes, absolutely, I'm learning, you know, happy to hear what you have to say. So you get mixed responses when you say, you know, give your opinion to the others, but just ask. It's like in this industry when you are selling a product or you are selling an opportunity or a service or something like that, you always want to ask for the next step. Oh, so would you mind if I sent you a resource, like a little video that explained a little bit more? Don't just send the video. Would it be okay if I added you to a Facebook group, you know, to share some more information with you? Ask permission every step of the way, and you're priming people for, yeah, that's okay. That's, yeah, they're okay. So they can't turn around and blame you for being pushy about your business when you've done it in a respectful way on social media. You just ask for permission for the next step. Or would it be okay if I sent you through some information or a PDF or a video or a link to a something or other? Get their permission and they'll say, yeah, that's fine. Then the resistance goes down on the other end because you've been respectful enough to ask for the next step. 101 basic social media marketing. Are you doing that? Or are you just, someone says, yeah, I'll have some more information. And then you bombard them with all your information. Ask them if it's okay to send them, oh, I've got a video and a PDF and something else. Would it be okay if I sent those through? Yeah, sure. Then send them through. It's just respect. Faye, engaging with people on platforms you use, but I find that it gets creepy sometimes when I get men who jump in looking for more and want me to be friends with them. I find it strange when they ask my name and where I live. I'm public. My info is out there. It's crazy out there. And the newer you are to social media, the more that you'll get of that. You get a lot of that on Instagram. When you're very first on Instagram, you're just ladies. You'll probably get a lot of men that do that. It just, trust me, it does eventually weed out. I had all of that on Facebook. I had all of that on Instagram. The more that you focus on who you are there for rather than who you're not, and just keep going and block those people if you need to, it trains the algorithm in who they put your information in front of and who they don't. And it does eventually weed out. So don't let that put you off. Just manage it and keep going and block people as required. Laurie got one just about an hour ago. No hello. It was a mile-long post with a video attached to sign up for a class that she was offering. Ain't got no time for that. And even, online marketers that are putting on something for free, ask permission. Maybe you've got something for free, but you just don't send links to whatever it is, even if it's for free. You ask people's permission. Oh, I've got this thing coming up. I thought it might be suitable to you. Do you mind if I send you the information? Let the people decide. Social media doesn't give us the right to send stuff to people that have not asked for it. Please share this video out to those network marketing friends of yours that are those people I just talked about that just shove things in Messenger thinking that's okay. Social media doesn't give us the right to send stuff to people that don't want it. It's what gives our industry a bad name. Dan, that was great. I had a president of a company I worked for that did that as well. Not only my name, but found my wife's name and take the time to find out. And I'll just share with you briefly a very quick story that I shared with my team. By the way, the video challenge. The video challenge starts next Monday. The registration is above 14-day online crew video challenge. And in less than 10 minutes, I'm going live in that Facebook group to give you the content for days 1 to 5. Just before I forget to say, I was meant to say that in the beginning. I just shared this little story, and I've shared it in this community before, but some of you may not have heard it. In my old world, my corporate world, we had an awards night with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people every year. And because I was the general manager of the association, I had to sit at the head tables, and we would always have the politicians that would sit with us. So we would dot in like the president of a company and myself as general manager and other board members and whatever. And we would dot ourselves around on the head tables with the politicians in between. So we give them the love and attention that they deserve. And so I was I had a politician sitting next to me, and I just thought, you have to make small talk with politicians, and that's not always easy sometimes. So I went to this politician's website, and just on the front page was enough information for me to learn about his history, where he'd lived, previous businesses that he had before he got into politics, his children's and his wife's name. Like that was it. It was enough information. Like it took me all of about 10 minutes to absorb that. So we get to this awards night and we're sitting down and we're eating our meal and all the rest of it. And I start asking questions about, oh, you're from such and such, aren't you? I've got a rental property up in that area, which was true. I've got some investment properties around. And so that was an easy conversation for me to bring up. And he was like, yeah, how did you know that? And then I started asking about his kids and what they were up to. And he was so taken by me because I knew some stuff about him. And I left a lasting impression on him. And he continued to tell me that years after. He actually has a holiday home in the country town that I'm in at the moment. And sometimes I bump into him. But it really showed me the impact of, I just did something small because I wanted something to talk about with him, but I took the time and effort to go and find out a little bit of information about that person so we could have some relatability and I could ask some questions to somebody I'd never really had much to do with. Okay, treat social media the same way. When you want to talk to somebody or raise something or get somebody's attention on social media, go and look at their profile, find some information about themselves, and then compliment them in Messenger. Start a conversation, ask them a question. It is not that hard, but nobody's really doing it. So it's not only social media etiquette, it's just, treating people as you would like to be treated. When somebody compliments you, do you not like that? When somebody goes out of their way to know a little bit about you or get intrigued about something that you're doing or something that you're up to, does that not feel good? Of course it does. People love talking about themselves. That's the one human trait that a lot of people have. People love talking about themselves. They don't want to hear all the information about your business and this and that and whatever. And, one of the downfalls of people in this industry is you jump too quickly. When somebody slightly raises their hand, oh, can you share me some information about what you were talking about? Sure. And then you drown them with information. and you send them this, that, and a video and whatever, and you're going, whoop-de-doo, somebody's interested in my business, and then you've just drowned them in information. You haven't been respectful enough to, to ask for permission. Well, I've got a video or a Facebook group or whatever. Would you mind if I added you to that group and tagged you in some information? Yeah, sure. You've got the yes. Oh, and I've got a really good video. It's less than 10 minutes, but it's a really good snapshot of what I do and, what the company provides. Would you be okay if I sent that through? Yeah, sure. Most people are going to say yes when you ask them, but how many of you are asking for the next step? This is social media equity. And I guarantee you, your life in this industry on social media will run a lot more smoothly when you are more respectful for the people that you're dealing with on social media. So that person I was talking about that sent me the messages about crypto, I have no respect for them. I'm sorry if you're listening, but I've even asked you a question and you've continued to ignore me and sent me another video regarding crypto that I don't want to see. It's so simple. At the end of the day, it's just treating people like you would like to be treated, and remembering examples like when somebody remembers your name or compliments you. How does that make you feel? Pretty cool. Okay, it's not that hard. But just pay attention to people. People are craving attention. People are craving human connection. So connect. I know it's social media and you can shoot messages out and you can do different things, but treat people on social media as if you would like in person. Okay, I got 3 minutes before I got to get on my next video. So, Faye, I've slowed on Instagram because of that. You're letting them win, Faye. Don't do that. Keep going. Keep blocking them. You need to train the algorithm of who you don't want Instagram to connect with you. You'll never get past it if you slow down. Okay? Don't let them win. Keep going. It happens to most people. Okay? I had one that told me to F you when I said no. Oh, seriously? What? That is inexcusable. That is inexcusable. I doubt that somebody would do that in person. So this is my whole point. And what you wouldn't do in person, don't do on social media. Take that for what you will, guys. I'm just passionate because it is so simple to be nice and respectful. And I just don't think enough of us in this industry do that. There's still a lot of people in the industry that have got a lot to learn, but you can't control other people, but you can control what you do and how you show up to the world. So be the best version of yourself and treat people respectfully and nicely, new word in the Helen Martin dictionary. You know what I'm saying, okay? Those of you in the video challenge, I will be with you live in 1 minute. I've got to run to give you the content for days 1 to 5. If you're not in the video challenge, the free 14-day online crew video challenge, we start next Monday, June 13th. So you need to get in and get prepared, though. There's a few things that you want to be doing before you start on day 1. So the link is above Helen Martin, for those on Instagram, helenmartinonline.com/video. Okay. I will see you next week. For those that are starting with the video challenge, I'm so excited. You guys start on the 13th, and I will see you live next week. Okay. Bye-bye.